model. The award-winning water-stage model.
Right.
Yeah. So we have actually a special treat for you guys today. We have Nicole Kennelly with Wilson Lighting. So we've been through this house a couple of different times. We've been through before it was finished, while it was still under construction. We've been through it now that it's been furnished, right before it was judged for the Parade of Homes. But today we're going to take a fresh perspective, and Nicole's going to walk us through, and we're going to talk about lighting. Lighting is one of the most important features of
It's
homes.
the jewelry of the house.
It's the jewelry of the
always say
house.
that at Wilson Lighting.
Right?
It changes the style. I mean, you can change a room with a light fixture. You really can.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
So let's just kind of start right here. We're in the entryway, and we have this gorgeous statement piece, right? Speaking of like statement pieces, what are your favorite things about this particular?
So I love that this piece is so large, but it doesn't feel heavy in the space. It fills it up perfectly, and it has that open frame design, so it still feels light and airy, but it's not a small fixture. It makes a statement. It's a grand entrance into your house, and it's got the cool bulbs that give it that little extra bit of style. It's very contemporary.
Yeah, and it needs to
simple.
kind of have that presence because we are in this larger two-story entry.
Right.
Yeah, but I love what you said too, though, that it's see-through. You know what I mean? Like in an entry space like this, you wouldn't want something that took up visual space like that.
Yeah, it's not too heavy.
Right, it's not too heavy. The other thing that's really cool about this picture is that it's pretty from all sides.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? So we're below it, we're all around it, and it's really pretty. You mentioned the light bulbs, and I was wondering, what are those called?
So these are vintage, people call them different things. These are more of a tube style, and they have that filament in them. So if you're looking for a filament or kind of that vintage style, they come in all different kinds of style. They can twist, turn, they can be LED, they can be incandescent. There's lots of different options to add that little extra bit of style into your light fixture.
Yeah, we always call them Edison bulbs.
Yeah, that's what I always call them. But I didn't know if that was, that's why I was asking the lighting girl. I didn't know if that's actually
Yeah,
what
it's
they
kind
were.
of pick your preference. Everyone has different words for it. So Edison, vintage, filament, any of those cases.
Now, can any light fixture be retrofitted with those style of light bulbs?
Yeah, so all you need to know is the base type, whether it's like a little candelabra or more of a standard size bulb, and then you can fit that with LED or incandescent and all different kinds of styles.
Cool. Let's keep going. But I do have a question for you.
Sure.
What does incandescent mean?
Incandescent is the bulb that you're very familiar with. That is the bulb that we've known for years and years. So it has a filament inside. It's a little piece of metal that heats up that creates the light. And then what's new now is LED. And for a while, people didn't like LEDs.
It was too white.
Me,
It was
I know,
so
it was too
cold.
bright. I'm picky about the color of light that comes
Yes.
off in a home. So that was me at first.
Yes, well, I
They
remember.
were all over like 3,000 on the scale.
Oh yeah, well I remember actually going to my parents' house and my dad was trying to be more energy efficient and I walked into their living room, I turned on the light and I said, you got LED bulbs! You know, it looked totally unnatural, it was so cold. But now LED has just transformed leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it
Anything
really
you
has.
used to be able to do with an incandescent, you can now do with LED and more.
Yes.
Different colors, shapes, styles, all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah,
we're
those are
really
a lot
advocates
better.
of LED now.
Yeah, if you want that soft glow, was it 2700 and lower is going to give you that kind of yellowish kind of look.
2700 is kind of the color that we're used to. We
Yeah.
also really like 3000. It's a very neutral white without being too cold.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like 2700.
I know, I'm the
Everyone
yellow,
has
I'm the
their
yellow
preference.
one. Like I like when the lighting is
I
a little
prefer
more.
like the old school kind of incandescent light look.
Yeah.
Well, and something we tell a lot of people is to use that light in, you know, your living room, on your staircase or your entry, but in high functioning spaces,
Yeah,
go
like
a
a
little bit
bathroom,
cooler,
yeah.
a bathroom, a kitchen to go
Yep.
with that 3000.
Yeah, and they're dimmable still,
Yep.
so or now.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
so that
I'm a
works.
dimmer fanatic.
Yep.
Like every switch in my house has a dimmer. on it.
Customizations galore. Yeah.
Right.
Put it on a dimmer, put it on a smart home system. You
Yep.
can do anything you want now with your
And
light.
you're saving energy.
Yeah. So this is a great space because there's so many different light fixtures.
Oh, there's a lot
Actually,
going on.
like right here, we just stand here. So the pendants over the island match the Eden kitchen, which I think is kind of fun when they're matching or
Yeah.
complementary. But you'll also notice that it's the same family. What do you call them? Families
Yeah,
of
so
lighting.
these are actually, some of these are from different brands, and even have a little bit different finishes. You'll see over the breakfast table there's two finishes, which is a great trend that we're seeing now that kind of matches the sconces, is mixing, matching your finishes. But yeah, I love this view as you go from the entry to the stairs to upstairs, down into the kitchen. You get this whole view of the whole family. They're connected through the finish, they're connected through the style. They have this kind of mid-century thing going on without looking too retro.
Right.
They
You know,
do.
if you do bronze and brass and things like that, it can look a little more.
It's like an
actual
updated mid-century.
It's more of a contemporary feel.
Yeah.
And you can, again, lean into that with the bulbs, using the little globe style, so the bulbs are more round and there's a little more of that retro feel.
I think that looks really cool. I think the shape of the bulb looks really cool on these particular fixtures because they're so long. You know what I mean? To have that kind of short perspective on top is really cool. So, okay, if I wanted to buy these really cool light fixtures through Wilson Lighting, how would I do that?
So there are a few ways to shop with us. A great way to get started is through our website, wilsonlighting.com. Or you can check out our social media places. Those are all, we are on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and anywhere you can go.
All over.
All over.
All over.
So are we.
So you can check our social media pages or our website for inspiration and to look at what kind of products that we offer. The best place to shop is going to be in our showroom. We're located at 105th and Metcalf. And we just have packed our showroom with all kinds of products.
There are a ton of
Packed.
lights, fans, I mean, just there's so much stuff
Actually,
here.
there's also really cool mirrors. There's really cool
Lamps
furniture
and-
pieces. Like Wilson Lighting is one of these places that, like, in your mind, you wouldn't think, oh, I'm gonna go shop for mirrors or pieces of art.
Right.
But honestly,
They have some cool
they have some
stuff.
cool stuff. I got the coolest seasonal bunny during Easter. He was awesome. Anyways, it's the showroom is killer.
Yeah,
Yes.
we always laugh. We tell people the first time you visit, you have to go around at least twice.
Yep.
And you have to remember to look down because everyone goes around walking
Yes.
like this.
You
There's
like
no
leave your
names
neck
by
ache.
all the lights.
Yes, you get a neck ache because you're constantly
Remember to
looking at all
look
the
down
light
because we
fixtures.
do have the furniture, the accessories, the art, the lamps, everything that you could want for your home. So 105th and Metcalf is our showroom. It's a great place to check out. We have salespeople that are full of lighting knowledge and design knowledge. They come from all backgrounds, can help you really up the design on your house.
Can you just walk in
Right.
anytime?
Yes, you
Go
can walk
find
in
our place?
anytime. Right now we're open 10 to 6 Monday through Friday and 10 to 5 on Saturday. You're welcome to make an appointment if you have a salesperson that you know, or you can walk in. We're glad to help you out. And another thing that's great about Wilson is most of our product is in stock. We have a huge warehouse, so if you see a chandelier and
Yeah.
you love it, you can walk out with it. You don't
Instant
have to order it, you don't
gratification.
have to wait,
That's what we
there's
all
no
want.
shipping
Yes.
problems, it is in stock and you can go home with it the same day.
That is good because when you see something, you want it.
You want it,
You can walk
yeah.
out with it.
Yes.
So that's nice.
Okay, so we've talked about the impact of light fixtures and shapes and bulbs, but something else that I think maybe goes unrecognized in really fabulous houses like this are kind of the undermount lighting,
Yes.
right? So like this gorgeous floating fireplace is really set off and accented by the fact that there is, what do you call this? What kind of like?
So this we call toe kick lighting.
Okay, toe-kick lighting.
Pick your toe underneath.
There you go. Yes.
So this is great for accenting this feature. It just highlights it. It brings more attention to it where you might not notice. And we also love it in spaces like bathrooms and kitchens.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you want a midnight snack or you need a late night run to the bathroom, you don't have to blind yourself with the overhead lights. You can have nice soft light on the bottom.
Yeah, I have that in my
Very
house.
functional.
We have that in
We
my
have
house.
that. We have that in this house.
It's
We
on
have
the
that here.
sensor too, so like when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, just under the floating vanity light
Yeah.
bulb. It's so great. What about those up there? So we do this a lot at Richard Homes. We do the lighting of the shelves.
Yes. So this oftentimes is done with LED tape. It's very low profile. It's easy to hide in tight spaces.
And that's what this is LED tape.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it gives you a nice even light. It's not these like spots of light. It's very even.
And that's also gotten a lot better over the years as well
Yes.
as the LED tape. It used to give some bright spots
Mhm.
as the bulbs would kind of shine against the wall, but as you can see now, it's
soft,
consistent. It's soft and even, yeah.
And it's great. You almost don't notice it. It's so soft and incorporated into the space. It's a very natural look,
Mhm.
but it just adds that little extra
It just-
pop.
it
You know,
does.
you put these things on display. You take all the time picking it out, arranging it, making it look pretty, and the light just draws your eye to it to make sure it gets the attention it deserves.
Yes, absolutely.
So some of the coolest fixtures in this house, in my opinion, are located in the master bedroom. So let's go take a
Let's
Let's
look.
take a look.
I think these are simplistically, amazingly awesome.
Absolutely.
These are really fun lights.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, well, there is a little bit of fun factor to them, but they're also just really clean, really sleek, really complimentary of the built-in wall feature
Yes.
that we've done. And then they also, I don't know if it's the same line or not, but they carry over
They're both.
complement to the ones that are in the kitchen.
Absolutely. It's simple, it's sleek. This fixture actually, the design was inspired by Greek mythology.
Okay.
It was inspired by Medusa's sister, whose name means long leaping. So I think the arms have to do with the snake's hair.
Yeah,
So again, that's that thing about lighting adding style. Lighting has a story. It's this art piece to have in your home, and it really adds something to the space. And then going back to the simplicity of the features, that's a trend that we're seeing in lighting a lot right now. Is kind of updating those classics, keeping things really simple, but just getting really juicy in the details. You know, so this is a very simple pendant, but the way that they've treated the glass is a simple design, but that little bit of extra detail is really what brings the style to the piece.
Yeah, and I think what's also important about this is that if these aren't in the same family, that when people are going to select new lights for their house, or if they're selecting new lights in a new home construction, that they can mix and match different families to make an overall feel of the house, and that's obviously what we've done here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, you know, you don't want to go too matchy-matchy,
Yeah,
you know, because then
absolutely.
it looks just...
Oh yeah, that's like so 90s.
You want it perfectly mismatched, you know, you want things that complement each other but aren't the exact same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I agree. Let's take a look at the bathroom.
I love this
I
piece.
mean, I don't know. Tell us about this piece, Nicole. Like,
So this piece is made up of glass rods, and then it has a chrome frame. What I love about this piece is it can go contemporary, it can go traditional. It just has that very timeless glam look to it. And I mean, it's obviously a statement piece. You can't walk into this room and not notice that immediately.
For sure.
yeah, I agree. It's very malleable. You know what I mean? Like, it does really well in this particular kind of modern, mid-century vibe space. But you're right. You could glam that
You
up.
could put this over a more traditional dining table or something.
Oh, yeah.
And it would find a way to be at home. And I love what you guys did with the ceiling here. This is something we talk about too, is talking about your fifth wall. You know, you have the four walls of your room, your ceiling is the fifth wall. And, you know, adding the wood details around, it creates this whole design on the ceiling that's more of a statement than
I'm
just
glad
making
you said
plain.
that. I love doing things on the ceiling.
All the
I mean,
time.
it's just kind of that extra level, you know, that most
Right.
people don't think about.
Well, and especially I notice in open concept spaces, sometimes it defines the space. You know, if you do
It
something to the
can.
ceiling in an open dining room, it kind of creates that space without having to have a wall.
Yes.
The other thing I always think is really important, and this is silly and not that cool, but can lighting, right? Like
Yes.
just work light, if you will. You know, the lights that help light up the vanity or light up just the room in general. Because you know, this fixture all on its own
Right.
doesn't just
Not enough.
it's not enough, right? And so I think that sometimes I go into a lot of houses, not Roger homes obviously, but other houses that people forget just task light, work light. I'm not sure what you call it, but you know, lighting is just so important in the house, not just from like mood and feeling and style, but
Right.
from like how am I going to live well, you know, in the house. So making sure that the lighting in general does the job that you need it to do.
Yes, so lighting we have fun with the style. Obviously, it's fun to pick out the pretty fixtures, but lighting is obviously a key part of how you function in your home. It's a key part of how you function in the space, and can lighting is a huge piece of that. And we actually do have people at Wilson Lighting that can help you lay out your can lighting and pick out different cans. You know, there's not just one option for can lighting. There's
There's
lots of LED, there's
Yep.
different colors.
And the size of can, you know, there's different size of cans, and laying them out is important too. So I'm glad to hear that there are resources at Wilson Lighting to help you figure out. Because if you're, especially in new home construction, you just get a lighting budget, right? And
Right.
you get to do what you want with it. And so then it's like, okay, well, how many cans do I want? You know what I mean? In
Right.
the living room or wherever.
And making sure that they're spaced properly, making sure that they're in the right locations, that you're not getting glare, that it's not
Shadows.
unflattering on your face. We can
Yeah.
help with all those things, make sure they're put in the right spot, you have the right amount, all that good stuff.
There's a lot more to lighting than
Than
people
you-
first realize. You know, the cans, the bulbs, the fixtures, the placement, you know, the accent lighting, it all kind of comes together to make a house, I think.
Yeah.
It's very important.
And I think
It can't be
sometimes
overlooked.
it's one of those things that you don't know how important it is until you
Until it's
have
missing.
the right lighting or it's missing.
Yes.
Yes.
Once I had under cabinet lights in my kitchen, I cannot not have under cabinet lighting in my kitchen.
Yes.
It just totally changes how you use the space.
Yeah.
And when you buy a Roger home, you get under cabinet lighting in all your kitchens, included. So you know, you're gonna get to experience that.
Well, let's go find another cool picture.
Sure.
So we're upstairs in the loft, and we have another really impactful, stunning feature up
another
here.
great piece.
What do you call this one? What is it?
So this is just a very, again, that mid-century style. It's a chrome chandelier. I love the globe glass. It, again, references that retro style. It's playful. I love it upstairs in this space because you've got all the bedrooms, and this is kind of the central space, maybe where people are gonna hang out. It's a little more casual, it's fun, and this light fixture really brings that.
It goes with our urban feel on our metal railings too. I think.
Yeah. And I like the mixed metals, right? So we've got the
Right.
got black iron and
Yep.
then the silver metal up here.
Yep.
What I think is super important about it is that it is fun and interesting and cool, but it's visible from downstairs.
Yes.
Right? So it was really important in a smart play, if you will, to put something that has a visual interest up here so that when you walk in downstairs, I mean, honestly, when you first walk into this house, you're not even sure where to look.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? It's almost like being in the Wilson Lighting showroom. You're like, what is happening here? So yes, I thought that was really cool that from downstairs you could see this really cool
Yes,
piece.
when you're standing downstairs, you can see that the finishes match. You have the round bulbs downstairs, and it matches the glass up here, so you get that whole family as you get the visual of the entire space.
Yeah, we've done a lot of round bulbs in this house.
Well, it's also
I
really
love it.
complementary to all the other square linear lines in the house
Yes.
though.
True.
So from a design standpoint, you know what I mean? That helps kind of visually soften things up.
It does.
Because everything
Well,
in
and
this
that-
house is very angular.
Yes, and that retro feel, that, kind of funky style, a lot of that has to do with circles. And, that style, that is part of that style, and we see that in a lot of new fixtures, and that's kind of how people are making it fun, is that it almost looks bubbly or something,
Yeah, it does look super bubbly. So upstairs, there are just bedrooms. This is an open loft, and just we have kind of the living space,
Yep.
or the sleeping space, if you will, for this house. But what I think is cool is every bedroom upstairs has cans and has fan fixtures. So
Fan
let's talk a little
fixtures.
bit about some fans. Okay, I don't do fans. You like fans?
I do. I like fans. I mean, someday some kid is gonna love having a fan. Our kids love having
They do.
fans.
That's a fact.
You
Well,
know?
there's a huge debate about, what fixture to put in a bedroom. Do you want something decorative or do you want a fan? Because some people love that comfortable breeze. They like the sound sometimes.
Yes.
Yep.
You don't have to. There are plenty of fans now that are totally silent. But it's just personal preference, what you like in your bedroom. This model in particular is very popular for us. This is the Java. It's got a sleek style. It's modern without being too contemporary, so you don't have to be afraid to jump into that more updated style. It does have an optional light kit, so you can have it with or without the light. And it moves a lot of air, so it just covers all the bases. It's a great fan.
And
It
it's
comes in
super
multiple
quiet.
finishes. So quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet. Well balanced, quiet.
Yes.
Yes, actually, I really do enjoy how this looks visually. I feel like fans have progressed a lot over the years. I thought they used to be so ugly.
They were.
You know what I mean? They were ugly.
They were
With, like,
ugly.
the weird stuff in the middle of the blades, you know what I mean? And flowery light kits and stuff. So I do have to say that this is just good looking, right?
Yes,
Like it just
the
kind
design
of.
has come a long way,
Yes,
for
so
sure.
even if you are shopping for a fan, you still don't have to sacrifice style. You can still have a sexy fan.
They can still complement the rest of your light fixtures.
Yes, and at Wilson, we do have fans for you to look at. We can go over all the specs with you. We have lots of different styles and sizes, and we have great pricing on them too. A lot of times we will price our fans below what you will find on the internet.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
that's a huge perk to shopping for fans at Wilson.
Nice.
Yeah, indoor fans, outdoor fans.
Yes.
I've gotten a lot of fans from Wilson Lighting.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank Nicole for a really fun tour today. It's kind of a nice, different
Nice,
way
we have
to
a guest.
take- I know, I love having
A
guests.
visitor.
But honestly, you've been so informative and helpful to tell us all about these really cool lights. It's fun to just focus on one thing. We always are all over the place talking
Showing
about
everything.
counters and open
Yeah.
spaces and being so crazy. So thank you for focusing us and honing us in and teaching us about lights. So remind everybody where they can buy these awesome lights.
Well, thank you guys first for having me on. I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It was really fun going around talking about all the lights. If you love the lighting in this house, or you're looking for new lights for your house, whether it's new construction or remodel or whatever, definitely come to Wilson Lighting. Our showroom is located on 105th and Metcalf. You can also follow us on social media. And when you stop in, be sure to look at our light lab. That's where you're gonna find all the fun under cabinet lighting and indirect lighting, all the fun techie stuff. So definitely stop by and check out our showroom.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks. We'll see
Yeah,
you next
thank you.
time.